continue on with the great interview with Mr. Craig Redmond, professional drummer extraordinaire. Has a great drum workshop coming up on February 15th and 16th. Gonna get into that a little bit later in the interview. Now we're gonna resume the interview with next question, number 6. Uh, Craig Redmond, why did you call your band Sea Dreams?
Yeah, because again, um, my dream was always to do good music, no matter what and where and how. Just give people good music, man. People can enjoy it. They come whether the event is big or small or medium. Just give them a good time, man. Because I enjoy music, I want them to enjoy music. Good music, and all styles of music, all types of music too. So, being a drummer wasn't about them hearing me solo, all day, being loud. I wanted them to hear good music. Me keep a good rhythm and a good sound. People enjoy themselves. So see, Jeans is built out of that. Craig, Redmond, giving people good music. See dreams.
Okay, what kind of music do the band play? What kind of music do you
We
play?
play money music. Um, you know, any music. Like I said, we play a style that I read from jazz. There's all types of jazz. Actually, my projects combination speak on that. Speaks for itself because I did different things, but the gospel, of course, I was brought up on. But whatever the function requires. Most is party music, R&B, soul, rhythm and blues. We do a lot of cover, top 45 because that's what people are paying for to have a good time. So I'm putting together a powerhouse party band. It's always great that I had great training grounds and working with some of the greats, growing up, Total Eclipse, uh, my God, Soulfinger, and the list goes on with some of the cover bands, and it just rubbed off on me to the point where, and I fit right in because that's what I was already used to. And as far as gospel, Redmond's being brought up on it. I was brought up on a real deal, playing the real deal with some of the great artists that we played, backed up some great artists. And so I'm used to coming in doing my job the real way. No electronics, no tricks. Know your timing. Know your set list. Know when to get loud. Know when to get soft. Know when to get medium. Dynamics and all that stuff. Um, and one of the things that I guess I got to enlighten the world to that people who don't know, they think I'm just a percussion major, but I'm not. I'm a vocal major too. I also sing. Going to school, passed all my classes, and I was a vocal major. I wasn't a percussion major. Just blessed to be able to have done it and still do it. And I went to class, got some training for it, but everything was mostly there was by the gift, and the footwork and learning. But I'm a vocal major, my trade. So knowing that and putting those two things together, they work hand in hand. Music, playing, timing, singing, vocals. So.
Okay, how did you become a lighting tech for Bruce Springsteen? How did that, come about?
Well, I was actually, again, I was working at Passaic Community College in the AV department, which is audio and visual, and I was working in the theater at the time, and I knew, from behind the scenes, I knew about being a light tech, running the board, and my cousin, Charles Featherson, my first cousin, needed an extra hand when he was on tour working with Bruce Springsteen. He was working for a company, lighting company from Hackensack, Wizard Sound Lighting Company, I believe it was. Wizard Lighting Company. I think it was Wizard Sound Lighting. And they wound up, I wound up being a part of that team, and I'm glad and I'm thankful because it taught me a lot. It made me more hungry for the next level because I got a chance to not only work there but to meet the musicians. I was young. I was right out of high school when that happened. I got out in 85. This had to be like 86, 87 when Bruce came back for 12 days at the Meadowlands. And yeah, we still call it Meadowlands. And my cousin Charles put me on the team and I worked with him. And it was so enlightening and it made me hungry to do what I'm doing now. Saw how hard they prepared and how structured and professional everything was um, during the tour. You know, when they ate different things. You know, I knew it was happening, but I didn't know it really until I got to that level of seeing it through the lighting company. And I had some experience that taught me more experience about how to get up on the scaffold, um, set the lights, you know, the brackets, because you got to work with the right team again. We back on team. If you don't have the right team,
Mm-hmm.
someone get hurt, a light fall, something's not put right, something's not plugged up right. You don't get the assignment of the lighting what the artist wants on stage. All that. I didn't run the board. I ran the side. I ran the sideboard. You know, which the board lets you know if wires are loose or something's coming out on what side, left side of the stage, right side of the stage. And I was young, but just to see them 12 days and the energy that was there was amazing. And that's from there I still do my own lights. Now things are more simplified and easier now. You can attach them, just plug them in, set it, and go now.
Okay. All right. Next question. Talk about the albums that you have done. You've done albums. Talk about that.
Whoa. Well, I played on as a young man. I played on several gospel albums, but you gotta remember back then, people, gospel artists really didn't put names. You played, they put their name, maybe the producer. I played on a lot of albums, choirs. Um, there are a lot of people running around here saying they played, but that's fine. Um, Gospel from quartet. I played on The Goodness of Jesus, Master Builder, which was Soft Winds, Reverend Smith and the Soft Winds. For those who listening want to do their homework, we recorded at a studio called If Walls Can Talk, Glenn. And Glenn is that studio is no longer there. But me, my cousin Melvin on guitar, my cousin Alan on bass, my brother Darryl, Pastor Darryl, was on piano, keys, and Jack was on guitar at the time. So to let the people know, original guys who played on The Witness of Jesus, because it did pretty good in the quartet film. Um, I did some live stuff, UNAC, Clark Sisters, live stuff with Timothy Rain, and recorded. Wow, this just goes on and on. Then I moved into some jazz, now my own projects, because you can go so long with being a studio musician and working for everybody else. The light switch went off in my head that the Lord gave me, years ago, and I started working on my own recording in like '99, 2000. That's when my mother passed, and I was working on it before she passed, but after she passed, I really had to go for it. Started doing my own project, so I did a project called Mama's Love. It was my first project, and then I did my sophomore project, Combinations, and I just got finished with a Christmas project. I'll Be Home for Christmas. It's done. And if they go to YouTube, actually, I was happy that Warner Brothers picked up one of my tunes called Dreams for a movie that's still sitting there waiting. Mama's Love was an independent film Jay Sean Jackson did. I think it was called The Bottom. My song was in that. And I just got finished doing WFDU. They played some of my tunes Wednesday night, Wednesday morning, rather. And I wrote a couple tunes, 6 8 when I went. It's on YouTube, Dreams. You can go and look at the video. It's all one word, Big C Dreams. Pull up my name, Greg Redmond. Big C Dreams. Go to YouTube, see all the videos. I did some cover songs of it too, like bands that I love. Earth and the Fire. I did Love's Holiday. I don't know if you saw it yet. I did Love's Holiday over. Something I grew up on. And I did Rock with You over. I got permission to do all this stuff. Fox agency, so don't nobody think that I was bootlegging.
Yeah.
It's all legit.
Hmm.
Because my record company is C Trees Entertainment. That's my record label.
Okay. Um, the next question is talk about in 2009 doing the power play drum line at the Apollo Theater. Talk about that.
Well, actually, let me see. Wow, that's amazing because where I'm working at now, in the public school system in Patterson, there's a young man that's a basketball coach. He coaches the girls, and he was one of my students back then. There was an after-school program, third and fourth graders, and school PS 28, inner city kids. They were so good. We didn't even have regular marching band drums. We used 32-gallon plastic garbage cans and the aluminum ones up front because they were like snare drums. And I had my own side, and I took like 32 kids past in the bus. We actually did the Apollo Theater was jam packed. Nickelodeon was there. Al Sharpton, Kathy Lee Griffin was the first time ever at the Apollo was that night. After we got finished, she said, if these kids don't win, this was a competition. Singers, rappers, dancers. It was a young lady that beat us out that sung God Bless the Child from Atlanta. We came in second place. And by the time I got to the green room, which is the dressing room, my kids went down there after we got finished. And when they realized that they didn't win, they were actually crying because they were so we had worked so hard to get there. And I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for that, but it taught me some things, how deeply kids until today, they still talk about it. I see those kids now, I don't see the parents, and they'll go, he took my kid to the Apollo Theater, and I remember we went. It was a great experience. Now I've done more afterwards with kids. It's like as now currently I have a drum line, Eastside High School drum line. It's awesome. But that was a great group right there. The stepping stone of um, the book I'm putting together now. The title, which we'll get to that, and
Yeah.
it's a
Definitely
stepping
get to
stone.
that.
It was great to have done that, and I'm glad that I did it because it really inspired a lot of kids to continue to go on and do great things because I gave them a chance.
Okay. Discuss your performance at the NAACP Awards in 2001 and 2011.
Um, wow, it was all the performance was great. They really enjoyed it. Again, giving them good music. We actually did some Aretha Franklin stuff that was timely. The time was right because I think she was ill then. We wasn't thinking about all that, but other people was feeling that we went that way. We did some of her tunes, which a lot of bands don't tackle. Chain of Fools, um, Rocksteady, stuff like that, and they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it. We gave our people what they wanted and needed, which is good, solid soul music. Right? We work hard too. If someone in the NAACP, they brought their tickets, they were looking nice that night. I never forget it. It was great, and I was happy to have received more that night also. And the kids um, actually did one too. We performed at one, and they got um, some great recognition off of that. So I like to try to give the kids some exposure as much as I can. Because one thing about it, kids love to perform. They love to be a part of the performance. I realize that. So I'm glad that I'm getting the chance to use those gifts and give them a chance to show their gifts also.
Okay. Next question: how was you able to perform with Angie Stone?
It was a cancer awareness, uh, cancer awareness function, and it's cancer awareness function, and it was something else going on at work in PAC, I believe it was. That whole weekend, something was going on, but I got a chance and privilege to play with her on that was great, practicing, getting prepared for it. Somebody that I grew up admiring, our music, our style, soulful style, and everything. And getting a chance to be on the floor with her was definitely a great experience.
Yeah, also, Angie Stone, before she became the soul singer, she was in a rap group called Sequence.
Absolutely, from over here, Inglewood.
Yeah,
Right?
Inglewood, yeah.
That's right. That's right. Everybody put their leg work in, man. And still got to put your leg work in.
Yeah.
It's not.
She was a rapper before she got into the singing thing. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Okay, now we're gonna get into the George Benson scenario. How was you able to perform with George Benson?
Well,
What that kind of experience?
I think a guy, another musician named Melvin Davis, which is his organist, he called me to come and do some studio work at George's house,
Mm.
and it just took off from there.
Wow.
One thing that I appreciate that George said to me, um, gave me good criticism, and he was also right. You know, um, he loved my pocket and everything, attitude, professionalism, being on time. But he said you got to. I had to work on my swing as a drummer. He was correct because I didn't grow up playing swing.
Hmm.
I didn't practice playing swing. This swing wasn't my thing that I was doing. So when I was gigging with him, couldn't continue to gig with him because he was looking for a swing funk drummer, but that could swing too. And I did the best I could when I could. I mean, I could swing when I have to, but it was a time to be trying to practice something. You need to be continue to work with someone who's already there, who knows how to get every and anything that he wants out of them. And it was a great experience. And he put me to the side one day and said, "Man, I love everything, but you got your swing." He's like, I couldn't get upset. I had to go and work on my swing. The swing wasn't what was all these years because it was later on in my life when I got a chance to work with him. The first time was at the studio. He was working on a Michael Jackson song. And me and the guy, guitar player named Gary Moore. And, that's how it went. Did a couple of live things in the park. But great experience. Great guy, great person. And I think, again, Melvin Davis for allowing put me down.
Yeah. What year was that when you
Oh, man.
interacted with George Benson?
Man,
What
you
year?
messing with my age now, man. You messing with me
Yeah,
now,
I was
brother.
curious about that,
Brother,
George
you curious?
Benson.
Me too. Look,
Yeah.
because I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
It was well past maybe about 5 6. No, not even. It's about from now. It's about 6 years. When I'm thinking about
Okay.
my our situation, it was before that. So 6 7 years.
Okay. The next question. How was you able to perform with Tevin Campbell? What was that experience like?
That was we was younger. Also was younger,
Mm.
and but we had a solid band. Had a solid band, and again, someone seeing you being at the right place at the right time, knowing the music, being on time, and it was the '90s, so you had to learn how to play with click tracks, on top of click tracks, and very syncopated, time wise. And I wasn't brought up on click tracks myself because again, playing in church, your click track was your hi hat and looking at the choir director feet or hands. Um, and it all panned out. It was fun. It was some fun days because it was the same band, the same group. But some things happened. People got older. Some things happened on the road. Legal wise. It was time for me to get off. It was time for me to move on and continue to do what I was doing in the gospel field, et cetera, et cetera. Some things happened that I can't even discuss.
Okay.
It just happened on that road. A lot of stuff happened legal wise. People got in trouble. Some stuff
All right.
that went on. But thank God, I wasn't one of the ones. He protected me, from all that. And that's when I knew. But as far as the shows, he was young himself. I felt as though he was too young to be singing some of those grown up songs. But
Yeah.
it wasn't my call. I was there to do one job, and that's hold the beat down,
Okay.
and play. So, um, And
This is
again,
like the period where he was
it was the
really big.
'90s. Yeah, it was
Yeah, he was,
'90s, early '90s,
okay,
early
great.
'90s, '93, '94, around there, '5, early '90s.
Okay,
That this was going on. Yeah.
okay. All right. Next question: how was you able to perform with the Clark sisters? What was that experience like?
Well,
Clark sisters.
that was almost like second nature because I grew up in the Church of God in Christ,
Hmm.
which is the late Bishop Chandler D. Owens, and like I said, my late pastor, Elder Vincent Kitchen. I grew up playing Walls Cathedral, and so it wasn't nothing for them to come over. Their mother throw workshops, et cetera, et cetera. So she got a chance, Twinkie, I got a chance to play with Twinkie a lot. And one thing led to the next. Are you free? Can you do this? You know, it was a good experience also. You know, but again, times start to change. Things start to change. I couldn't run all over the place like that because I was a young dad too. So this was going on. You know, I was a young dad, but it was a great experience. You know, to get a chance to play with them. You got to play. It wasn't about the fanciness. It was about you holding the pocket down. Moms and Twinkie was solid. They like solid players.
Okay. Um. Also, when I read your bio, you said it said that you performed with other acts, or they were there. Who were the other acts that you performed with
Oh
that you can
man,
name on top of your head?
oh man. Like I said, you know, Malcolm Cobb is a jazz saxophone player. Lenny Youngblood, who Melvin Davis. Oh my gosh. Like I said, Total Eclipse, which is one of the top R&B bands around. Exodus Supreme, is a reggae group that's around. And the list just goes on. I've been doing it for a long time. But I've been doing it for a long time. Some of these names, some of these names I can't even remember. I just got a chance to play with some great people. You know, great experience. A lot. You know, time change. Then, like I said, I fell into my own. Start doing my own stuff. You can run behind somebody else's dream, but so long. You know, and, just glad that I'm following my own dreams now.
Okay. How was you able to be in the movie Stolen Dreams?
Oh my God, that was produced and written by one of my first cousins, um, Jay Sean Jackson, and he said I fit the part of the dad. I played the role of a dad of an upcoming basketball star, and he was the first one in his family. I was a dad, so he was the first one in the family that was going to be able to go to college. So I played a role, and my cousin actually cast me for the spot, but he said he knew I was going to be in that particular spot, and I did it. It was a pleasure. I didn't think I was going to remember all the parts, but I did. I practiced very hard on
Okay.
remembering the parts.
All right. Discuss your autobiography that is in process right now, like
Well,
the autobiography.
that is coming out and about because I don't know if you don't know what happened to me that in 2014 to be exact. Actually, this past Saturday, February the 2nd, made 5 years of my attack. I was attacked while out performing. The day before the Super Bowl, I was down in Wolfsboro, PA, playing at a place called the Woodlands Inn, which is next to the Mohegan Sun, Wolfsboro. And on the way back to my car, before I was on my way back, I went there. I left the gig because sound check wasn't until 8:30. I sat up my equipment and I was going in. So I went next door to the casino to get something to eat. The lines were crowded. You're talking the day before the Super Bowl. So I said, I'm going to go back to my car, go and get something to eat. Then I'm going to go and do sound check because it's almost time going through sound check. On my way back to the car, my life changed forever because during that period of time, a young man, young white man, decide to jump out. I didn't see him from my left side with a baseball bat, silver one to be exact, and hit me across my face,
Mm.
and he shattered all. I'm blind. You know, people don't know I'm blind in the left eye right here. This is a prosthetic eye. Broke all this, and everything, and it just was centimeters away from missing my temple. So my life changed, from that day on. He hit me. I never fell. I stumbled, turned around. I looked at him like, what was going on? It was just crazy. It was like a movie. So thank God I got a chance to live, and I'm writing about it. But I'm taking the book back to, um, excuse me, I'm taking the book back to my childhood. See, the title of the book, I didn't want to disclose it too much, but the title of the book is going to be entitled "Everything Bad Don't Happen in the Hood," because a lot of people think that I lost my eye in Patterson or Newark or New York. I lost my eye in Woodsboro, PA, quote, so-called good area. And God sparing my life gave me the opportunity to go ahead and do this. I'm taking it back from my childhood, me being a special need person, because I was a young dad. I got a chance to see. It's one thing for tears in your lifetime to come down when you're standing up this way. But when you're going through, and after I got hit, it was like a movie itself. Just, I never been in an ambulance. I had never been hurt. I was a good, clean bill of health because I had just went to the doctors that Friday before, regular, like I always do, check up. And then this happened. It changed my life forever. I never thought I'd be sitting here sharing with you or someone that I'm blind in one eye. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you anything is different. I want my eye back. I wish I didn't have to talk about this. I wish I would never have to worry about the things that I gotta worry about now. The cold air got in it yesterday, and it gave me a headache for the rest of the night. I wasn't, you don't think about things like that. Um, my movements coming here was almost a panic attack because turning around, and it's just something to get used to every day, you know. And I thank God that I'm given the opportunity to do this and other things. And that's how my book is coming about, sharing it. I want to share it up to that point in time. And now we're at the point of the book from the attack. Um, because not only that, I was a young dad too. I didn't put that in the bio, but I was a young dad. Um, Not because I had easy parents. I had very strict parents, but I was one of the youngest. My parents were probably retired, and I made a child. I was 15 going on 16. My son is half my age. But me and his mother did a great job. But if I didn't do a great job with my children, they wouldn't have been there for me. My sons were there when this happened to me, because you really find out who's who when you get down and out.
Yeah.
And I really found out who was who when I got down and out. I have never been out of work. I have never been sick. And when this man decided to just jump up and do something to change my life, because his intent probably was to kill me, but the good Lord had his hands on me, you know. And the way I got treated on that particular day, I'm gonna call it like it is. The white cops treated me like I did something, and
Yeah.
people was telling them, no, he got attacked. We saw it from a distance. They attacked him, and the cops, as of today, they didn't do things right when I was down there. They didn't do things right. They didn't come to the hospital and come and give me a statement like they call it a six pack. They didn't think I knew about that. But God still has his hand. He had his hands on it then, his hands on it now. If I could show you a picture of what I looked like back then to now, you wouldn't believe it, because I was told they never, doctors, lawyers, friends, teachers, people that was there said they never saw nobody heal up the way I did. They said they just the other day, because it's the anniversary, he said he never thought that I would heal up the way I'm healing. But it's not me. It's by God's grace
Yeah.
that I'm even here to talk to you, to even want to interview me. So I don't take nothing for granted
Yeah.
that I have to do, and because I know I have a greater work to do in life.
Yeah.
So thank God He spared my life.
Yeah. That's good.
I could have been gone 5 years ago. Saturday made 5 years
Yeah.
from the attack. So the book and the biography came about that, and it's still it's in process. Jason Jackson is going to be one of the ones to work with me on it because he has his books. He did a movie. I'm planning on doing a movie to it. And the title of it is "Everything Bad Don't Happen in the Hood." Everything bad don't
That's
happen in
true.
the hood.
That's
I
true.
lost my eye somewhere else. It wasn't in the hood. So for all the people who out there in radio land and TV land think that, oh, I'm going to go and move, I'm going to go here and there, and nothing's going to happen. It's going
Yeah.
to be this great. Evil is
Everywhere. Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, because see, people just think that okay, you would in a city, all bad things gonna happen, and then sometimes it will. But if you move to a suburb, something bad gonna happen too.
Something bad can
But
happen.
evil is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's permanent.
I
Everywhere.
never expected that my life would change. That particular evening, by the 7:45, on February 2nd, 2014, my life changed forever. And I'm not gonna sit here
But the
and
good.
say,
Okay.
that I'm over it. And no, I was having anxiety attacks out of nowhere last week, getting closer to Saturday out of nowhere. I thank God I called my brother, brother Elder Henry, and we prayed during an hour of the attack. Prayed a prayer of thankfulness that I'm alive. That's why I was so excited about coming here today to this show because it didn't have to be, but given a platform to talk about it and and everything. I'm not gonna say I shed tears. People ain't looking, thankful, man.
Yeah, because the thing is that what you're doing is your best revenge.
Absolutely.
Best revenge in life is success.
Amen.
That God that attacked you is supposed to keep you down, but you refuse to
Nah,
go down.
and I even forgave him.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
I even forgave him so I can go on. People saying, oh, I know I need to be able to move on because he got work for me to do, and I'm gonna do it.
That's your revenge because the revenge is moving forward and continue to do great things, be successful,
Amen.
and live well. Because the enemy wants you to say, "Oh, you stay down, you got attacked, it's over." But you continue to persevere and continue to move forward, and that's what it's about.
That's what it's about.
So those who listening right now, the best revenge in life is success. No matter who comes against you, you gotta keep pushing forward. Like Curtis Mayfield said, keep on pushing.
Keep on pushing.
That's it.
Keep on pushing.
That's what it's about. Next question: how did you get involved with WFDU Radio 89.1 FM?
Well, my great friend, I just got finished doing the show. I did it, like I said, I did it Wednesday morning. Um, Great friend Tony Smith allowed me to come on and speak about the workshop, speak about my Christmas concert and the things I got coming on, and he gave me a chance to promote my project. When I put it out, because he played on it too. He played saxophone, and he got a chance to play on it. We "Oh Happy Days" is one of the tracks that he did, and my brother's some background on it too. We saw Tony Smith was the lead on it, the jazz hit, and I love going on that station. I'm going probably during the summertime. I'm going to wind up being one of the hosts and DJ and give him some time. I feel as though I got a message to put out there, and I want to do it through music. Through music, because I did the William Pastor Station for a while too when I was young. I just didn't put it on there. William Pastor Station for a while, for about 2 or 3 years. Yep, but FDU was great. Tony Smith was great, and I was just there, like I said, this past Wednesday, and looking forward to the next time.
Okay. Say the last question, for last, the best for last. The reason, the main reason why you're here is, one of the main reasons, ultimate reasons, you're having this drum clinic workshop on February 15th and 16th, respectively. The question is, what made you want to establish the drum clinic workshop?
Well, it's in its 22nd year, and one of the great things is it should have been 25 years.
Mm.
but I procrastinated because I was younger and I was worrying about what people was gonna say.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you want to do something,
Yeah, I had to
you
cut.
got, you got,
That's right.
you got to put that aside. You
That's
got to
right. I had to put it
persevere,
aside.
push forward,
And I was like I said,
do the best.
back then I was in the mix of everything, doing this, doing that, and the Lord kept tugging, tussling on my heart. And your life is not to hold to yourself. Your life is to give back.
Yeah.
And I realized that, and so I did it, not knowing the cost or anything. I just did it, and I've seen some tough days. Before I started getting sponsored, um, I saw some tough days. I was doing it all myself, bringing in guys, doing this. I started out giving away food baskets along with the workshop, but it's I realized it's not about me saying I'm the best drummer. It's about being the best who God gave me to be, and giving back and sharing. And I want to inspire live musicians. I started out with just the drums, inspiring drummers, because we are the heartbeat of music. But then I saw the need for vocal training. My brother, Pastor Redmond, it's been going great. I saw the need of inspiring guitar players. That's going forward. Craig Mitchell will be there this year doing that part. I saw the need of inspiring live bass players. Friday, February 15th, we'll have Scylla Jendai from Exodus Supreme teaching the guitar class. Saturday will be Samuel. Samuel, I can't get Samuel last name, but I will get it. But he'll be doing this Saturday from 11 to 3 at the workshop. We Friday would be 7 to 10. Hands on. We're breaking up into groups. Understand this, people in the listening land. Friday, it's free to get in. But when we break up to the class, if you want to go to a Pacific drummer, it would be a $5 fee for each kid to go and take those lessons for a couple of hours. Um, for the ones who can't, we'll be in the main room with me going over the workshop. I'm not guaranteeing you what they're doing, we're going to do. That's more personal when you go behind those walls and work with them hands on, because you can work on things individually that kids and musicians need to work on. Saturday, it's just open free. There'll be no fee as usual for the workshop entirety. But we're having a drum off on Friday. That's the first round.